People talk of peace, but what they truly want is a peaceful mind. And that is the problem, because mind and peace cannot coexist. You can polish the surface of a storm, decorate it, rename it calm, but deep within it remains a storm. The moment you say, I want peace, you have already moved away from it, because wanting belongs to the mind, and peace belongs to your being. Osho again and again reminded humanity, don't seek peace, see the seeker. Don't chase silence, observe the noise. The more you try to silence the mind, the louder it becomes. The more you fight your thoughts, the stronger they return. The mind is like a shadow, and the harder you run from it, the longer it stretches. And one day, tired and breathless, you realize that the shadow never had any substance. You were fighting an illusion. That is what meditation truly is. Not concentration, not control, but understanding. Understanding that the noise inside is not you. The thinker is not the truth. It's only a function, like breathing. When you stop identifying with it, when you simply watch, a strange clarity arises. Osho said, watch your thoughts the way you watch clouds passing by. They come, they go, and the sky remains untouched. You are that sky, vast, open, uncorrupted. But you've become so addicted to the clouds that you've forgotten the sky. Human beings live like prisoners of their own heads. They decorate the prison, they name it personality, career, religion, ambition. But the walls remain, and even if gold-plated, a prison is still a prison. Osho was not against the world. He was against unconsciousness. He didn't tell you to leave the market. He told you to walk into it with awareness, to eat, to love, to work, but with presence. He said, a single moment of awareness is worth more than a lifetime of sleep. We think enlightenment is a mountain peak. Osho says it's the very ground you are standing on. You just never look down with open eyes. We imagine God sitting somewhere in heaven. He says God is not a person, but a presence. The fragrance that arises when you are utterly still. But stillness scares us, doesn't it? Because in that silence, you disappear. And the ego cannot tolerate its own death. That's why people keep busy. In relationships, religion, work, screens, anything to avoid meeting themselves. Osho laughed at our seriousness. He said seriousness is a disease of the ego. Life is a play, a dance, a constant flow. And you, the dancer, have mistaken yourself for the dance steps. You've forgotten to enjoy the music. The world wants to fix you. Osho wanted you to see that there's nothing wrong with you, except that you think there is. He wanted you to wake up from the idea that you are broken, because the one who feels broken is just another mask of the mind. So what does it mean to live with awareness? It means to be present even in the smallest act. Drinking water, walking, talking. To see that everything is sacred, not because it's religious, but because you are awake to it. It's not about changing your life. It's about seeing your life clearly. And when you see, transformation happens by itself. Not because you forced it, but because truth has its own fragrance. Osho says, the flower blooms not because of effort, but because the season is right. Be that season. Create the space within where truth can blossom. Don't ask what to do with your thoughts. See who is asking. Don't ask how to find God. See who is searching. Every question begins with I, and when the I dissolves, all questions dissolve too. That is real meditation. Not an act, but a state of being. In that state, there is no saint, no sinner, no success, no failure, just life unfolding, perfectly as it is. You realize there never was any separation between you and existence. The drop was never apart from the ocean. It only dreamed so. Osho said, truth is not something to be reached. It is something to be remembered. And to remember, you must forget the noise. Forget all that you have been told, all that you think you are. Then suddenly the silence that has always been there becomes audible. That is awakening, not an achievement, but a homecoming, a return to the simplicity you lost in the crowd of knowledge, to be like a child again, alive, curious, and unburdened. When you don't know, life is a mystery. When you think you know, life becomes a problem. Osho's teaching is not about adding more. It's about dropping what's unnecessary. Drop the mask, the beliefs, the identities. When nothing remains, you'll meet yourself for the first time. And that meeting is divine. Silence is not the absence of words. It's the presence of yourself. That's where freedom begins. That's where love is born. That's where existence starts whispering to you. I was always here. You were just too noisy to hear.